Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman were killed by one of their neighbours in the village of Soham in 2002 during what should have been a quick trip to the local store to buy sweets. Scotland Yard police have now told the girls' parents that staff at the News of the World hacked phone calls that they made and received during the investigation into their daughters' deaths. The latest revelation comes a day after it was alleged that investigators working for News of the World accessed the voicemail messages of Millie Dowler after she went missing. The Surrey schoolgirl was also murdered in 2002.
What I've read in the papers is quite shocking that someone could do this, actually knowing that the police were trying to find this person and trying to find out what had happened. And we all now know the tragedy that took place.
In 2007, private investigator Glenn Mulcair, working for News of the World, was found guilty of illegally intercepting telephone calls among the royal household. He was jailed for 6 months. During that investigation, police seized 11,000 pages of notes on which the latest claims are based. Glenn Mulcair has issued a broad public apology. Writing in The Guardian, he said working for the News of the World was never easy. There was relentless pressure. There was a constant demand for results. I knew what we did pushed the limits ethically. Ford has announced that it will no longer advertise in the News of the World. The House of Commons has voted to hold an emergency debate into phone hacking. There are growing calls for a public inquiry once the criminal investigation is complete. Rebecca Brooks was the editor at News of the World when Millie Dowler went missing and when the Soham murder case was running too. She's now the chief executive of Rupert Murdoch's UK business and has been put in charge of the company's internal investigation.
She's absolutely determined to get to the bottom of this issue. She's put 3 very senior executives in charge of it on a day-to-day basis. We run this full-time, we make decisions, we report to her, and we are under no illusion that she is absolutely determined that if things went wrong, that we will correct them and that justice will be done.
There have long been calls for a judicial inquiry to establish why the first police investigation in 2006 was shut down so fast. There have been suggestions of a conflict of interest because we now know that police officers regularly sold private information to News of the World. The Assistant Commissioner who led the first investigation into phone hacking said at the time that no stone had been left unturned. 5 years later, he's working for News International as a columnist. Emma Alberici, ABC News, London.